Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and today I bring you the review of the Helius Sigma IX. Micro keychain stainless steel flashlight that packs enough tritium so you can see it glowing in the daytime. We'll just pull it apart, have a look around it, see how it performs. I've got a few charts to add to the videos, and that's about it. Let's get the review started. Alright guys, so in front of me we have the Helius Sigma IX. Basically the IX is just like, is it Roman numerals? I don't even know what it means in Roman numerals, I'd have to look it up, but yeah. The light was sent to me by Helius for review. This is probably the quickest I've done a review on a light in a while. They asked me to finish it up, so yeah, might as well just do it. Basically it's a micro keychain flashlight, so it's fairly small. Not the smallest of the small, but you can see it is really small. We'll have a look around, we'll run through the specs, and we'll compare it to some other lights that I have. Alright, now the lighting situation at my house, it's okay now. Like, I've got about 2,500 odd lumens in this room, but it kind of makes it a little bit too shiny. I'm not sure like how it's going to show up for you guys, but on the last video, before I uploaded it to YouTube, it didn't look overexposed, and once it was uploaded to YouTube, it looked horrible. And I tried to correct that with YouTube software, and that just made it worse. So right now, it looks like I got a bright red face, and the light and the charger is just overexposed. So I'm gonna have to work out something with the lighting. Maybe look into getting a new camera or something. So first of all, we'll run through the features. So it features a powerful super micro sized rechargeable flashlight. So it's got an inbuilt charger, 1 hour quick charge, anti-reverse protection design to prevent damage from incorrect battery insertion. It's lightweight. For a keychain flashlight, it's not the lightest in weight, but it still is fairly lightweight compared to other flashlights. Circuit with overcharge protection to extend battery life. Gold-plated internal contact points for reducing resistance. Tritium insert automatically glows in the dark, sold separately. Function parameters. So LED, it uses a Cree XPG2 LED. I'm not sure of the binning, but you can see it's also got TIR optics. The optics are a lot more floodier than what I find on other micro keychain lights. So this is the QU Quantum SS. I've done a review on this about a year and a half ago, I believe. See, they all use optics, but this one on the Sigma is a lot more floody. Battery is a 10150 rechargeable lithium ion battery. It doesn't use a standard micro keychain flashlight battery. So I'll bring it back again. The QU Quantum uses a 10180. This uses an even smaller cell, a 10150, but I'll show you that when we take the light apart. High performance precise reflector with optical lens, output and runtime. So it's got output modes. It's got low mode 20 lumens for 4.5 hours, and high mode 130 lumens for 0.5 hours. I can confirm my data shows it is at least as bright as the QU Quantum. I got them both at 132 lumens to be exact on high mode. Even though it does use a smaller battery, they do manage to keep the output just as high. What else? Runtime is about, I guess, like half an hour, what they say, 0.5 hours. But I had mine on high and I left it there, and I drained the battery to 2.7 volts, and that took about 2 hours and 20 minutes, almost 2.5 hours. Obviously, after the first couple of minutes to like 15-20 minutes, you can see the light, it does dim like substantially, but you do have usable output for a lot longer than what you think. So just because the manual says half an hour doesn't mean you're only going to get half an hour of light. You'll get a lot more usable light than that half an hour on high. It just won't stay at 130 lumens for the whole time. Working voltage range is 4.2 to 2.7 volts. Material is made out of stainless steel. It weighs 33 grams, including the battery, so it still is fairly light for its size. Dimensions is 69 mils in length and 13 mils in diameter. Beam distance 49 meters. Peak beam intensity 621 CD. I don't think it's going to get 49 meters, but you'll see that when we go outside. And also we'll run over what it comes with. Actually, sorry, we'll go. It's waterproof IPX8 standard, underwater to 2 meters. It does have O-rings everywhere. I had to put my own grease on, but because they didn't grease it. Impact resistant, 1.5 meters. I emailed them and asked them about the grease, and they said that they did grease it a lot, but mine didn't have any grease on it, so I'm not sure. Because it is stainless steel, the grease doesn't last as long. It wears away pretty quick. That's the thing with having an unanodized flashlight. It's pretty common for that to happen. So it comes with the Sigma flashlight. Comes with a 10150 battery, micro USB charging cable, 2 waterproof O-rings, and it comes with a keychain attachment, and it also comes with the manual. I'm pretty sure Helius said it doesn't come with the tritium, but my one did come with the tritium. The last time that I seen them for sale, they did have the tritium with them, so you would have to ask them about that. I guess you could probably buy it in either package with or without the tritium. That's pretty much the specs. Now we'll... Alright guys, so I kind of think that most of these micro keychain flashlights are pretty much the same. Both of these have 2 modes only. So the Helios Sigma IX has 2 modes. You got your low mode, 20 lumens, and your high mode, 130 lumens, and that's all your modes there. The QU Quantum is the same, low mode, but the low mode on the QU is a lot lower, and the high mode is pretty much the same. So you can see there and there. I think I got to charge the Sigma because I haven't charged it in a while. So yeah, we'll pull the the Helios Sigma IX apart, and we'll see how it goes. First of all, you'll see it's got a lot of threads here, so I'll pull it apart. You can see the branding there, Helios. Might be a little bit hard to see because it's a bit bright inside here. Here's your micro USB port. That's the driver side there. Gold plated contacts. Optics obviously underneath the XPG2. You can leave it on for as long as you want, and it does not get hot at all. First thing you'll notice is that there is a lot of threads. So yeah, so when I first got this, the head was a little bit shaky. There was no lube on it, or there was lube but I ran out. Now you can see the head does not move at all. Plus it's got like so many threads that it's not really going to be an issue. I think I counted 6 sets of threads there. Just to put that into perspective, if you look at the QU Quantum SS, you can see the difference in amount of threads there. These are both keychain flashlights with the USB ports there. Added bonus is if you got an extra long USB cable, you can actually fit the USB cable in while leaving the head tied down on this slide. So although it's off there, I can actually fit... Oh, that's the wrong head, that's why it's not working. So that's my bad. So you can actually fit some USB cables in there while leaving the head on. Alright guys, so we will continue taking this apart. Just while we're here, you can see it's got like a lot of nice details in the bodywork. The only other issue that I did have with the Helios Sigma IX was when you rub your fingers up and down like this, because these are kind of square cut, it's kind of a little bit grabby or bitey. It's not really bad, but they could round it off. I spoke to Helios about it, and I kind of understand that when you CNC machine, it can't really do such a rounded edge, so that would have to be done by hand. So although it's not like bad, like it's not cutting my finger, it kind of does feel a little bit rough, but it's nothing too serious. That's pretty much to be expected, to be honest. It's kind of hard to get a rounded edge unless you want to get out a file or sand it down by hand, which you could do yourself if you wanted to make it kind of feel better, but it's not too much of an issue. Look at these very nice indents here, a lot of nice lines and curves. It's a very nice looking flashlight. So we'll take apart the battery compartment, and that's how small the battery is. My table's not actually flat, so yeah, that's the 10150 cell there. Helios rated at 90 milliamps, 90 milliamp hours. I'm pretty sure it's less because the charger, I measured it on my USB charging device. It charges at 50 milliamps, and it only took about an hour to fully charge. So the capacity would be closer to 50 to 60 milliamps. This is a 10180 cell here from the QU, and this is the 10150 in the Helius Sigma. So not too much difference, but you can see that the Helius Sigma does use a much smaller battery compared to the other micro keychain flashlights. We'll move them both out of the way. Both still lithium ion technology, 3.6 volt cells, 3.7 volts, so 4.2 volts fully charged. You can actually take out the tritium in this one, which I will show you. Alright, so that's that part out. This is the tritium itself. You can see the tritium is actually fairly massive. I've got other tritium vial in the shed, but it's nowhere near as big as this one. This one is in length, what's that, about 2.3 centimeters, and in width, I really need a new table here, it is I believe 80 mils. So we'll turn the light off and we'll see how it glows. Alright, now we're in a pretty dark room, guys. Do you trust me? So you can see it's fairly glowy. Well, obviously, because it's tritium. But it does put out quite a lot of light. If I want to show you guys, where's the manual? Can you read it? You can see it reflecting off the manual. It's touching the manual like right now, so it's reflecting off it. I'll put the light back on before something sexual starts to happen. But I'll try and show you guys all the threads. Very well cut. They go into place super easy. So if I want to put it back together, it's just as simple as that. The threads on the front are very well cut too. They did need some grease, as I've already said, but not a major issue. Now I'll put it back together and we will continue on with the video. Alright guys, I'll put it on to charge now. I'll probably put it in upside down, knowing me. I'm not even looking at the damn light. So it's got a red charge indicator. You can see it there. It's pretty bright. You guys can see that pretty easy. Look, if I show you here with the light covering it, you can see how well the tritium glows, not grows. It's going to get bigger and bigger and take over my room. Once it's fully charged, it'll glow green, the LED. So yeah, basically I feel like you buy this light if you want it more so for the looks and for the size and functionality. Like, these lights are super duper bright, and they do look really nice. This is a very unique looking light. If you look at it, like, you can't really go out there and buy another flashlight that looks as nice as this one. I might just turn off that light so you guys can see it without it shining everywhere. Alright guys, now we're outside with the Helius Sigma IX. I'll throw it on low mode. You can see there the tritium's really bright. Is it going to focus a little bit better? Not really. Alright, first off is low mode. Takes a while to twist the head because I've been charging it. This is low mode. 20 lumens, it does a pretty good job, considering that we're about 5 meters away. Not too bad, 5 meters from the door. Lights up the whole door really easy. You can see the push bike there. Can't say perfect, but it does a pretty good job. Pretty cool outside tonight here, like 12 degrees, 11 degrees Celsius. Now we'll go back to our normal spot and we'll try it on high mode. Alright guys, this is the Helius Sigma on high mode. I might actually move closer to the fence because it's a little bit hard to see. Not because the output isn't good enough. It's a neutral white tint and it's a really wide beam. So obviously, you know, you can see it working, but it's a little bit hard because it's such a wide beam. It does light up almost all of my backyard. So we'll move a little bit closer to the fence. We're at about 10 meters away now. You should be able to see that a lot easier. Maybe a little bit more than 10 meters. There's the tree there. You can see a very neutral white tint on the tree. It lights up my whole backyard really well. Considering it's only 130 lumens, it's not going to be the brightest, but like with such a spread out beam, like what do you expect? I'll actually put on the QU Quantum and we will compare beams but I just want to show you guys the tint first. We'll look at it on the chair. Very neutral white tint. I know I didn't show you guys before because I forgot to do it, but you can see it's fairly neutral white. The blue chair looks really blue. I think it kind of looks better on the camera than it does in real life. I'll show you on the tree once again. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, so I'll just move a little bit closer. Sorry for the shakiness. And I cut most of the tree down now. It'll grow back soon, I think. Yeah, now I will compare it to a few other lights. I brought out like 5 lights. I'll choose which lights to compare it to and see how it does. Alright guys, just for comparison, I'll put the Keychain Quantum one by itself. So you can already see it may appear brighter, but it's really not. It's just a lot more focused beam. The TIR optics will be on a different degree, obviously. That's the Keychain Quantum to the tree, and that's it to the chair. Now, I'm probably not back far enough, but this is the Helius Sigma to the right, and the Keychain Quantum... No, sorry, Helius Sigma to the left, and Keychain Quantum to the right. So you can see they're both the same brightness, but they've both got a very different beam pattern. I would say the tint is a lot better on the Helius Sigma. That is for sure. So left is Helius Sigma, right is the Keychain Quantum. So you can see a very big difference in beam patterns. I'll try and move back a little bit actually. So that should be a little bit easier to see right now. Alright, I'll put on, we'll try the Hugsby XP1 next, because that's a light that most people already own, and we'll see how they do against Alright guys, we've got the Hugsby XP1 on to the right here, and we'll put the Helius Sigma on to the left. So left is Helius Sigma, Hugsby XP1 to the right. You can see pretty similar in brightness. From the ceiling bounce test, I already know that the Sigma is that little bit brighter. The Hugsby is a lot more throwy, but you can see there, once again, a very big difference in beam. I think it's important for companies to choose the right beam pattern when they're choosing a light, like a micro keychain light. The beam pattern can make a lot of difference. Sometimes when you don't have enough power, like when you don't have a couple of hundred lumens, a floody beam isn't always the best. Sometimes it's better to go with a more throwier beam. Considering that the optics and reflectors are still small, they're still going to be somewhat floody anyway. Next up we'll try the Lumitop Tool AAA, the 110 lumen edition, which is actually closer to 130 lumens from my testing. Alright guys, then we got the Lumitop Tool on to the right, and to the left you got the Helius Sigma IX. So you can see they're pretty much the same brightness. The Helius does appear to be a little bit brighter. Now these two are pretty much the same kind of beam. The Lumitop Tool is just still a little bit throwier, but overall you can see they're pretty much the same brightness. From my test, if I actually added the chart properly, because I'm using a new program to edit the video, you'll see that they're pretty similar in output anyway. So yeah. Considering that the Helius Sigma is still a lot smaller than the Lumitop Tool also, and it's got the micro USB charging port and stainless steel, so they're pretty different lights. But I actually EDC'd this Lumitop Tool. I really like it. It's a really good light. Alright, now we've got on the Forfire PF03, I believe, or PF04. I'm not sure, and I can't see which model it is. Let me have a look. The PF03. To the right and to the left, Helius Sigma. You can clearly see the Helius Sigma is a lot brighter. In my ceiling bounce test, I discovered this, and plus the Forfire, the tint is a lot worse. If you look on the ground right here, you can see the difference in the tint. So the Helius Sigma does clearly beat the Forfire PF03, but once again they are different style flashlights, so yeah. I've only got one micro keychain flashlight to compare it to. Obviously, if we compare it to the Nyquil tube, the Helios Sigma is going to beat it hands down. I'll turn off the Thor fire now. We'll just leave the Helios Sigma on. Alright guys, so yeah, this is a pretty cool and unique flashlight by Helius. It's really well built. It does perform really well. It is a micro keychain flashlight, but not the smallest one. If you want something fancy to EDC, I would definitely look at this, because this is very fancy and cool looking. Very unique design. And with the tritium, like, it does kind of make it foolproof. You know, you can leave it somewhere in the dark, and you can't misplace it, because it's going to keep on glowing for at least 12 years. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, like and subscribe. And I'm going to go back in and figure out this new editing software, and hopefully this video looks better than the last. Thanks for watching.